Only on 12 News, an exclusive sit-down interview with two Christian artists and business owners. They're at the center of a controversial legal case headed to the Arizona Supreme Court tomorrow.
So here's the story. Their fight is over whether the city of Phoenix can force them to make custom wedding invitations for same-sex couples who are getting married. If they refuse, they could wind up going to jail. Team 12's Joe Dana spoke with them today. And Joe, it all comes down to this hearing tomorrow, right?
That's right. The state's highest court will hear arguments from both sides. The business owners say the law is a violation of their speech and religious rights. Entrepreneurs Joanna and Brianna will tell you a business is not just a business, but an extension of yourself.
We have a love and a passion for what we do.
Their wedding business, Brush and Nib Studio, reflects their art and their faith.
I think they're completely intertwined because art is so personal. And so who we are as artists completely comes through in the art that we create. And we are people of faith. We are Christians.
It's why they argue the way Phoenix is trying to apply an anti-discrimination law is inappropriate. The way they see it, a wedding is a celebration, and they should not be forced to use their artistic talents to celebrate something they oppose, gay marriage. According to the Phoenix ordinance, the two face jail time and fines if they turn away a same-sex couple. Supporters call the requirement being placed on them forced speech.
This is about the right of artists to speak freely through the messages they create. So our art is highly expressive. It's very custom.
As their case goes to the state's highest court, they've received public support from Arizona's Attorney General and more than 24 Republican state lawmakers, among others.
We've had people from a variety of different backgrounds that don't even necessarily agree with our particular faith or beliefs, but say, hey, I want to be, free to create and free to be who I am.
But judges have not been sympathetic. Last year, the Arizona Court of Appeals affirmed a lower court decision upholding the law, citing a 60-year-old black civil rights case in Phoenix, finding that democracy rejects any theory of second-class citizenship and that a half-century of intolerance is enough. And an alliance of business owners and activists argues treating lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people fairly and serving them equally is important for maximizing productivity and ensuring a thriving economy. So is a non-discrimination law really about protecting civil rights of gay and lesbian couples, or is it forced artistic expression? These two artists suggest if they lose in court, they won't have a choice about what to do next.
And closing our doors would be devastating.
Now, this case has echoes of the Colorado Bake Shop case that went to the U.S. Supreme Court. That company's owner declined to bake a wedding cake for a same-sex marriage. Well, the court ruled the cake shop owner was mistreated by the Colorado City Civil Rights Commission. It declined to rule on other aspects of the case, though, involving free speech and religious freedom. So many people believe this is still an unsettled issue.
All right, so Joe, obviously, in the Colorado case, a gay couple approached the bakers and they said no, and they refused, and then they won. In this case, has a gay couple actually approached Brush and Nib to make invitations for their wedding? And then if they did, what happened?
Yeah, so that's not quite clear. They filed the suit preemptively, which means it had not happened yet when they filed the suit in 2016, but their attorney suggested it has happened since. Joanna and Brianna would not say directly, though, how they responded to those potential customers. Did they just ignore them, not call them back? We don't know. They argue, though, if they were to explain to the gay customers their moral position and recommend, say, another artist in town who would serve them, they would face going to jail. In essence, they argue the law requires them not to be upfront and transparent with customers.
All right, Joe. Thanks. Interesting case.